Beginning of part 2.
Big bolus of capital. I can tell you from a strategic perspective that if any of the 700 people a day that are moving to Florida get smart and start filtering into Hardee County, at some point the population would require a bigger hospital. This alternate site would give us the opportunity of laying in the building that would meet the current needs, but in a way that would be more relevant for expansion at some point in the future. And that's something we don't have on our existing site. Denise and I have done a lot of work with our company to demonstrate the value of reinvesting in Wauchula. Depending on your spiritual makeup, we think it's a gift from God that we were able to make that connection and get the funding. Something that doesn't have despite the fact that we're faith-based and a not-for-profit, we have to make more money than we spend. And this project doesn't have a huge return on investment in traditional terms, but it has a great return on investment from a mission perspective on, I'm relatively new to your communities, but seeing how many people have grown up in that hospital, a former candy striper, now state senator who runs the hospital, the connections in the community are deep. The value of healthcare to the community are not lost on me particularly. So we're proud to be able to invest, and we're approached about this opportunity and are here and hopefully available to you today to answer questions on what that would mean from our perspective.
One of the things that you touched on, Eric, and I just kind of wanted to elaborate a little bit further with the board and the community. You touched on the current facility, and of course, how that facility is how many years old now?
So it was designed and built in 68 to 70, I believe opened in about 1970. We've been owners since 1993.
And since 1993, Florida Hospital has even put substantial money into, the renovations of various parts, including the expansion of the ER facilities.
This is Hernandez talking it up.
One of the things that you kind of briefly touched on was that the building still has substantial value, but to grow or do anything in that current location or with that structure, while you're still maintaining, the critical element here is that you have the requirement to still maintain patient care throughout the whole process. So in order to do that and really do any substantial renovations to the existing facility, that's just not an option. And that's where the new facility comes into play. But then you also have the logistical issues of patient care in the old facility and building the new facility. And then my understanding was with the plan that you initially rolled out, once you transfer all of the services and care to the new facility, that basically you would be demolish the entire old hospital. So, some of the discussions that we had were, what value could that facility have to the community? And of course, I think we were all on the same page, understanding that this would be a significant impact to our community to have the facility on 17 in an area that has currently been undeveloped and has a tremendous amount of potential, but that there would also be great value in the existing facility for us to utilize in some way. So maybe you could kind of speak about that a little bit more in some of our discussions, with our investment being in the current location, but maybe what the hospital would be willing to do once everything transitions over to the new location.
The working plan is that
end of part 2.